I remember the exact moment because of how ordinary everything else was. We were sitting around my parents' dining table, plates half full, the television murmuring some forgettable program in the background. It was one of those evenings built entirely from routine, polite questions, predictable complaints, the same stories told for the 10th time as if they were new. My brother was in one of his restless moods, tapping his fork against the plate, sighing theatrically between bites. No one paid much attention. That too was routine. Then he laughed, not a warm laugh. Something sharper. "You know what this family needs," he said, leaning back in his chair. "We should just get rid of the useless people." There was a pause, not shocked, just curious. He turned his head toward me. "You're first." The words landed with strange softness, like something that had been rehearsed long before it was spoken. For a second, no one reacted. Then my mother chuckled. My father followed, that low, dismissive laugh he used whenever he wanted discomfort to disappear without acknowledging it. "All you're good for is your money anyway," my brother added. More laughter. It wasn't loud or cruel. That was the unsettling part. It was casual, familiar. As if we were all participating in a joke whose punchline had been decided years ago. I didn't feel the anger I would have expected. No surge of outrage, no impulse to defend myself. Instead, there was a quiet, almost clinical clarity. Because he wasn't wrong. Not entirely. Memory has a way of rearranging itself when something finally clicks into place. Sitting there, fork still in my hand, I could suddenly see the pattern I'd spent years refusing to name. The tuition I offered to help with. The rent I, temporarily, covered. The emergencies that always seemed to orbit my bank account. The gratitude that arrived quickly and faded even faster. Affection tied neatly to utility, concern calibrated to contribution. I had mistaken dependence for closeness, obligation for love, financial relevance for belonging. Across the table, my brother was still smiling, pleased with himself. My parents avoided my eyes. But their amusement lingered in the corners of their expressions. I set my fork down. No dramatic gesture. No trembling hands. Just stillness. Silence stretched, slowly thickening the air. The laughter weakened, then dissolved under the weight of it. My brother shifted in his seat. "What?" he said. I looked at him, then at my parents. And for the first time, I felt no urgency to soften anything. "Okay," I said. That was all, not defensive, not sarcastic, just calm. Confusion flickered across his face. My mother frowned slightly, as if I had failed to deliver my expected line in a script we all knew by heart. My phone vibrated against the table. The timing was almost impolite. I glanced at the screen. "Sorry," I said quietly, answering it. The voice on the other end was measured, professional. I said, "I understand." Across from me, my father's posture changed. Subtle but unmistakable. He recognized the tone before he understood the words. "I appreciate you confirming," I continued. "Please proceed as discussed." My brother watched, irritation mixing with curiosity. When I ended the call, the room felt different. Not tense, just uncertain. My mother spoke first. "Who was that?" "My attorney." 3 faces turned fully toward me now. No laughter. No amusement. I folded my hands loosely in front of me. "I finalized the financial restructuring today." No one spoke. "I've been covering the mortgage, the utilities, the insurance, and the outstanding loans for a while." My voice sounded strangely detached to my own ears. "That arrangement ends next month." My brother blinked. My mother's expression shifted into something brittle. "What are you talking about?" "I'm stepping back financially." The words were simple, almost bland, which made them harder to argue with. My father leaned forward. "You can't just—" "I can," I said gently. Not sharp, not confrontational, just factual. The attorney confirmed the paperwork. The bank will contact you directly about the new terms. The silence that followed was heavier than the one before. But this time, it wasn't mine. My brother laughed again, though it lacked conviction. "You're being dramatic." "I'm being consistent." My mother stared at the table, My father looked at me as if seeing someone unfamiliar sitting in my chair. There was no explosion, no shouting, no cinematic rupture, just the slow, dawning recognition of a reality that had shifted without spectacle. I stood, gathering my coat. "I'll help with the transition," I said. "Information, planning, logistics." No one stopped me, no one apologized. Outside, the air was cool and steady, the kind of night that doesn't react to human decisions. Walking to my car, I waited for triumph, for vindication, for some satisfying emotional crescendo. None came. What I felt instead was quieter, a strange mixture of grief and relief, not victory, just alignment.